their cheaper cavalry units and whatnot. I don't understand that burning sound. Maybe it's just a leftover from the previous cast or something, but anyway. Maybe I need to update capture each. Maybe that's where it's bugging out for me. But is Hopsy wins versus Captain Thomas, who I know for... Don't remember what Hopsy wins, but Captain Thomas has been playing some of my tournaments as well, so that's a familiar name to me. I believe he played the Arabia Express, among other things. So, I think also the handicap cup where I played it. I think I called it Silly Cup or something like that, where everybody had 200% handicap. Just after the handicap idea was introduced. So he made a good performance. I think he made it quite far in the Arabia Express as well, in the small brackets there were. Lithuanians, they could go for an instant rush. Some players like to go for that immediate aggression. That does not seem to be the case here. Starting on with the 6 on jeep as usual, and now going to the wood. So for now, it looks like a conventional scouts build to me, but it could still be the pre-mill rush. It could still be... You could even go men at arms into archers as Lithuanians. You could do that with any civilization for that matter. So we'll just see how it goes from there. That's a pretty early boar, so maybe it is a rush after all. We'll see if the one villager goes to gold at some point. It's a 3 on wood though, so it could also be a scouts build with heavy emphasis on food here. For like an 18 pop is doable with the Lithuanians. You could still pick up to the feudal age and benefit from the affording the eco upgrades. Hopsy wins his forward with scout already. Maybe he's looking to lame a boar or something. He still hasn't taken his own second boar. Finds an exposed villager there, but she'll make it back to the TC, I believe. And Hopsy wins at risk of losing the scout here. Pulls away, but is at a disadvantage. Does cause some idle worker time here. Possibly even will cause housed-ness here from Captain Thomas. But all in all, not the best trade for Hopsy-Wins, taking some damage in on the starting scout. One Ibex push for Captain Thomas here as well, so nice and nice early food investment here. No gold taken or anything, so this has to be a quick scouts build. I'm assuming an 18 or 19 pop up here from the Lithuanians. Hopsy wins with the double attacks in, and the Burgundians could do that because they are able to get their economy upgrades 1 age earlier. And that goes for the farming upgrade as well, but you'd usually pick that up after clicking the feudal age because it's a drain on your food, the food which you'll need to click up to the next stage. To Paris for Hopsy wins, so huge emphasis on food here as well. Captain Thomas is up as expected at 90 in population here, will be beating the Burgundians handily to the next age. Loon coming in just now for Hopsy wins, does have that double with axe in, and with 4 villagers on wood. That wood income is going to be better than what Captain Thomas had before kicking up here, but it's 2 alarm camps for Captain Thomas. It's only 1 for the Burgundians. We'll see how it plays out. Hopsy wins trying to wall off a bit here. Does have an easy wall off to the edge here. Actually does have a quite wallable base overall, maybe except for this area here. It's actually walling in towards the TC rather than towards the wood line. I think it has to do with re-walling and... Oh, that's actually a 3, so that's fine. with re-walling and repairing the walls, rather than going for the woodland here, where your villagers would have to walk far to reinforce the walls. You wall in towards TC to force Captain Thomas's early scouts to path into the TC fire if they're moving into your direction. Isn't that an opening though, in the back of the base? This could be dirty for Hopsy Wins. Oh, he spots it actually. Nice. Nice spot there to scout the back of the base as well, to find that one potential hole in the back. Rider. Language, man. Language. Horny boy, he says. And if anyone's wondering, it's because I play the horn. Oh, camera today. Doesn't work very well with the laptop integrated cam, I'm afraid. Choose to ignore the BB bit, but I'll answer the how are you, and doing alright, thank you. Moving around, working in different cities. Was in Kristiansand last week, now I'm in Stavanger, so... But leaves quite a bit of time in the afternoon to do other stuff after work, so in this case... Oh, what's that? Guess Hopsy Wins is going to place a palisade here as well and keep that... Well, he's keeping the aggression out, actually. And... Scouts and Spears not having much luck here. Honestly... I would consider dropping a forward tower here if I'm Captain Thomas. It's only one woodland here, right? I don't know if you actually confirmed that. There could be lumberjacking here for all that blue knows. But it's in fact only this one, and there are only 2 woodlands here for Hopsy Wins, so it's real easy for Captain Thomas here to deny wood. Maybe he could go into skirmishes as well, or whatever. It's comfortable with. He should be seeing the range going up here. But I mean, the tower will be just nice. If anything, if you drop a tower here, you'll force Hopsy Wins to do the same thing, and that's a win on its own. If you can't get into the inside the walls. Personally, as Red, I would stonewall and forget about it since he's so shelled up. Yeah. Yeah, could be. But if you stonewall yourself in here, I mean, you're not going to have wood for very long. You'll have gold, you'll have your farming eco, but the 2 towers from Captain Thomas or archers and your wood access is gone, and that just crippled your early game so much. But it's the Hopsy Wins definitely successfully defended here. Is getting close to that Castle Age click as well, missing the second building, getting wheelbarrow now since its farm count is approaching 14 farms. But first player to click the gas station here is in fact Captain Thomas. He does not have wheelbarrow, he doesn't even have horse collar. He has 14 farms without horse collar. Hopsy Wins probably has horse collar for nearly all of these farms. It's not a huge too late investment for the Lithuanian player with 2 spear scouts and 2 spears. So that's probably why Captain Thomas is able to click up that early. But that Castle economy is not going to be anything too significant here, especially with Hopsy Wins matching that with just 30 seconds difference. He'll probably be getting nearly instantly into the Cavaliers here. I'm not sure what that range was supposed to do for Hopsy wins here. Probably wanted to pop out some skirmishers against Captain Toma's few spearmen, but he didn't really make any army. Didn't ended up making no army whatsoever for now. Knights are out and about for Captain Thomas here. Is he going to go for some early relics? He will. He has the monastery app. He has the relics scouted, all 5 of them as well. We'll see if he's able to contest them comfortably. Hopsy wins is hiding behind the walls here. Yes, he's there with the Knights in the making out of 2 stables. Has a healthier economy, but does not have bloodlines, you know, so sort of dependent upon the Cavalier upgrade here, or just outmassing the Lithuanians with the better economy, which certainly is an option. Captain Thomas is on 2 TCs though, and will be extending that economy, or will be taking the economy lead through additional town centers here, as Hopsy wins has to invest into military to keep the aggression out. They're not really matched in armies here. Hopsy wins with the healthier economy, but fewer military here with this slightly later castle age, and also not able to afford that not able to afford the Cavalier upgrade yet, right? So maybe some monk defense, maybe actually going. I can't really recommend going into pikes at this stage, but definitely will need more numbers to compete with the Lithuanians here, as Captain Thomas is bringing in the relics here. Is about to get 2 of them into the monastery, providing a +2 attack. No upgrades whatsoever on the knights though. So Hopsy wins at least very much in the lead in terms of upgrades here. Will be able to justify fighting the Lithuanians knights for now, and now Captain Thomas is going into spearmen and pikes here, actually maybe realizing that Hopsy wins has been able to mass quite a bit and has had a strong economy running here. He is the Burgundians after all. They seem very careful as to which fights they pick to take here. KD 3-0 for Hopsy wins actually, so Captain Thomas has only been taking losses thus far. 2 relics in, so that's +2 attack. That's negating the defense, but there's also a +1 attack for Hopsy wins here, but it's still only knights without bloodlines. No cavalier here getting that extra attack that cavaliers get. So Hopsy wins looking at a very bad fight here. A 3rd stable's up, so he's got 3 stables consistently producing now. Only 13 on gold though. You need probably 18 on gold to justify consistent triple stable. So, still keeping up the Knights numbers here, but Captain Thomas also has the Knights, has the Monks and the Pikes here as well. So definitely keeps a larger army mass here, also a slightly healthier villager count, but not with wheelbarrow. Cavalier coming in here, that could shake things up a bit, but Hopsy Wins has the range here, should definitely consider adding some skirmishers at this point to contest the spearmen of Captain Thomas as well. Keeping the home economy safe, about to drop the third TC on the gold out the side here. That might be an area that Captain Thomas hasn't scouted for a while, so I think these villagers should be fine. I think they'll complete that one. A bit dangerous to open up the backside of the base there, but I suppose Captain Thomas isn't really looking into that area currently. He's been able to snag 3 relics by now, and he seems... Oh, he's actually going to spot the TC going up here. He's not going to be able to stop it, but at least he's going to accidentally pass it with the monk line of sight, probably, hunting the relic over here. He might lose the monk on the way, but that's fine. At least he'll see that there's some expansion going on outside of the base for Hopsy Wins, which means that he'll want to contest that with his armies further. Seeing this, let's see the monk. He's going to... Yeah, he sees it now. There we go. Now he sees the villagers and the TC. Valuable information for Captain Thomas here. Knowing that the third TC outside of the base is going up. Means that the Burgundians is keeping up with the 3 TC economy. There's quite evenly matched here. +1/+1 for the spearmen here, and Hopsy Wins does not want to test his luck with that. Now healing up the Cavaliers on the hill. They're both healing up their armies. Nice way to conserve the numbers. However, Captain Thomas, with the mix of Knights and Pikes here, has the army numbers advantage and also the counter unit in the mix to get some nice hits in on these Cavaliers. The Cavaliers' advantage is that they have 12 attack, not just 10 base attack like the Knights, but with 4 relics in its own 10+5 attack for Captain Thomas. It could be a 10+6 with the next upgrade as well. This should be a good fight for Captain Thomas, to be honest. He's even going to get some conversions in here. They might both get them, but the Lithuanians Knights with the extra attack here, they'll slay the Burgundians Cavaliers as well, because the hit points are even, but the extra attack just in even numbers. The Lithuanians should be getting the better deal here, and Captain Thomas could definitely consider chasing that one. He might not have enough Knights for it, but he would have the Pikes to back them up as well. With that said, Hopsy Wins has a lower ILT time overall. The third TC went up quite a bit later than Captain Thomas's. That's why they're somewhat tied on economy still. Even also 2-man saw for Hopsy Wins in the Castle Age. Can't say I've seen that too often from the Burgundians, but why not? That saves a few villagers on wood that could go into other stuff. Boosts your wood income as well, makes it easier to reseed farms. Standard victory is apparently on. Is it actually?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a standard victory. Oh well. So there's actually a relics countdown going on now because of the mis-hosting here. This is a standard victory. He actually got 2-man saw straight away in cast. Okay, I've never seen that before, but there's the Burgundians discount on economic upgrades, so I guess it's not too much of a commitment. Now Imperial Age coming in, but for both of them really. So both will eventually have access to Paladin, and for the Lithuanians they're going to have the stronger ones as the game moves on. But with the Burgundians, 50% discount and Cavalier already researched, they'll be looking at and potential instant Paladin research entering the next stage. Elite Skirmisher coming in here now for Hopsy Wins, and being the Burgundians, you'll have some extra damage on your gunpowder units as well, so it should be possible to research chemistry and then go into hand cannoneers against this mass of units. Captain Thomas with mainly pikes here and the eco approach here, and extending the villager numbers to set up for the late game here. Still has the walls to the side as well. At this stage, if Captain Thomas keeps this up, he might actually be able to wall the sides of the maps between the woodlands and cliffs here as well, and he'd be almost immune to raids. Beautiful forward castle here. Captain Thomas with the undisputable numbers lead in armies here, so he has great backup to complete this cast 4. Might even force Hopsy into a fight before the Paladin upgrade can complete, because Hopsy should really allow this castle to go up easily. But he needs to commit to stop it. I think that's a lot of villagers though. Or not to stop it, but to maybe delay it at least and buy some time to take it out himself. Hopsy on stone as well, but Captain Thomas will have the first castle up well ahead of Hopsy here. No halberdier for Captain Thomas, but he has the 5 relics, so he's got that 10+6 attack on the knights. This is a hopeless fight for Hopsy, to be honest. 2 minutes to go for the Paladin. And Captain Thomas has comparable knights numbers to Cavaliers. And nicely forcing the engagement against the Cavaliers here before the Paladin upgrade can kick in. First Trebuchet out on the way as well, so, and you still have the... Wait, the pikemen are trapped actually. That's funny. They're not getting anywhere. Here they go. I'm not too happy with Captain Thomas's army production going in here. It's only queuing knights now out of 2 stables. Just got Cavalier, pulling them back towards the castle, maybe to heal up with the monks here. Taking out a lot of the Cavaliers, so Hopsy wins though, so it could be a game-ending fight, that one, to take out basically all of the gold army of Hopsy here while queuing the Trebs behind. Convincing pressure here now, and Cavalry Archer added by Hopsy. Probably a hotkey mistake from the range when queuing skirmishers, because I only saw one of them. Still has the builder numbers, still has economy in the bank, but does not have army to withstand the pressure here. Has Paladin kicking in for now only 3 Cavaliers. That's not going to change things, sadly. That's a 14+1 attack for the Paladin. It is 12+6 for the Cavalier, so the Cavaliers slightly lower hit points but higher attack than the Paladins, and the Imperial Age upgrades missing for the Paladins as well. Unfortunate news for Hopsy to lose that the Cavalier mass before Paladin, but with a Lithuanian player controlling all the relics, I'm not sure if that Paladin completion would have made a difference. It's just too strong pressure from the Lithuanians here, and Captain Thomas seems to be taking a very convincing first win here. He's even going to deny this castle to the right-hand side from completing here. It's no military left for Hopsy. It's 40 military to 0 at this point. The castle won't complete, and surely this has to be GG. There it is. First game going into the French player here playing with the Lithuanians. Let's browse a bit through the stats and go back to have a little look at the draft before diving into the next game, which will be Hopsy first home map. Alright, so to the stats here, we did have the Burgundians losing out to the Lithuanians here. Captain Thomas seems to enjoy the cavalry civilization here, has all cavalry civs. Among these, only 2 civilizations with arbalest, so we should probably know what to expect from Captain Thomas looking at civilization choices here. Hopsy with the potential counters here, Hindustanis with the camels. Japanese, I suppose, with the halberdiers. But with that said, let's just find the second game and hope they have removed standard victory from this one. This is game 2, first home up Kawasan for Hopsy wins with the Japanese against the Persians. Both good civilization for this map, and I'll get to why in just a moment. So Captain Thomas with the Persians fully upgraded heavy camels and paladins, but more importantly for maps like these, Persians start with an extra 25 wood and 25 food, so if Captain Thomas wants to, it could just move right out, drop a dock and get that first fishing ship out almost immediately. Add to that as well that the Persians have a great boom on these hybrid maps. Your town centers and docks not only have twice the hit points, but they also produce faster as you move out through the ages, 10, 15, and 20% starting in the feudal age. Hopsu wins with the Japanese, has a great response to Persians' cavalry play, with the Persians' infantry getting a speed boost starting in the feudal age. I believe they move... Is it 20% faster? Attack faster, not move faster. Moving faster is Celts, but infantry of the Japanese attack faster. I think it's 20%. I don't remember. This could be just 15 as well. But in any case, the Japanese halberdiers, they will just eat all kinds of cavalry alive. Also, the Japanese fishing ships, they have twice the hit points and they have a faster working rate. So, Japanese, an obvious clever pick for hybrid maps as well. Japanese, they have fully upgraded arbalists, so you'd often see Japanese going men-at-arms into archers, but on hybrid maps like Kawasan, you need to contest the opponent's fish sources as well. Is it 33% faster, really? The infantry? Oh well. Yeah, you're right. That is significant. I didn't think it was that much, but that explains why the Japanese men-at-arms eat through walls so easily. Moving out to dock now, Hopsy wins, gone for loom already. I think that makes perfect sense. You don't want your docking villager to get sniped by the enemy scout, so better safe than sorry, as they say. Captain Thomas is testing the limits here, actually sending the villager out unloomed, but keeps the scout close to defend. So should be fine here as well. Once the dock completes, Captain Thomas should easily be able to afford the first fishing ship, but I believe that's the case for Hopsy wins as well, because the Japanese, they also save some wood on their resource drop-off points. The lumber camps, mills, and mining camps, they only cost 50 wood as opposed to 100 wood, so sort of the same, or a comparable bonus to the Persians in that case. They're docked in the same ponds, which means we might have some interesting naval action coming in here as they scout each other's investments, that is. Nice small walls here from Captain Thomas to keep the docking villager safe as well. I like that. So, as far as Kawasan goes, it's a fairly easily wallable map as well in most cases. You'd wall towards the edge here if you're Captain Thomas, and then your main goal will be perfectly safe from that angle. And possibly here, and then the backside between the woodlands, and you have a nice and fully walled base. It's a bit more awkward for Hopsy wins, but nothing too crazy. You see the house foundations and palisades going up here. It's a broader area in the front, but not at all unwallable. You could also wall in towards the TC from both sides to funnel any enemy aggression in towards your TC. Sorry, 13? Not 14? Ooh, nice breakthrough there on the walls, but now the villager has loom, so Captain Thomas will probably not be losing that one. The scout could take elevation advantage though, and the feudal age is far from their committing, but the villager seems to be winning this fight. If you pull back a little bit here as Hopsy wins, you could have probably taken advantage of the elevation, but then again, Captain Thomas would probably just re-wall it and be fine. He's moving away. He's noticed that Hopsy wins has docked the same pawn, so he'll want to contest this one. Has a nice earlier feudal age here as the Persians. The docks also work 10% faster. So gives Captain Thomas a nice head start to the naval armies production. Quite a few patches of deep fish in both of these ponds here. Captain Thomas also docking the other one here, so really doubling up on the food production on water here. 2 docks are up. There's not enough gold, it seems to. Oh, never mind. There's fire galleys of both of these docks, which means that Hopsy doesn't really have any chance at contesting this. Might as well just go. Go for land aggression, possibly. Doesn't really have any barracks. Ah, barracks is going up, okay. So Hopsy could go into archers on land here and just bail on the 4 fish on water, consider them lost. And maybe fake a little bit of fighting here. Does put up that second dock, but if Captain Thomas realizes this, he could deny that building by targeting the villager, I think. And it's all uphill from here. I suppose if Hopsy is able to get a 3rd dock up, it should be possible to match or even contest the Persians' numbers here, but it comes with a cost. It's a huge drain on your own wood and gold income, and in the meantime, Captain Thomas is going to be fishing peacefully up here in the north, not needing to contest this lake at this time, or this pond. So, patient massing of fire galleys over here. Captain Thomas has actually stopped producing out of one of them. I think that might be intentional to be able to produce fish up to the northeast side, and is also queuing a galley. You'll often see players doing that in these higher bid maps, because if you have a galley patrolling, that could keep your shorelines safe and deny the opponent from sneaking a villager over to dock. So Hopsy losing the fish here. All but one has been Look at that! That's brilliant. Hiding in the one space that Captain Thomas can't see. 2, 4 fire galleys against 5. Demolition ship coming in as well. Hopsy is being patient here. I like it. Still has the potential to come back here with a couple of good demo hits in here. Captain Thomas is also queuing a galley. Maybe he wants thinking ahead, wanting to more easily deny a potential 3rd dock over here. Like I was keeping the scout patrolling the area here as well, close to Hopsy side, just in case Hopsy tries to contest the other pond over here, but doesn't really has enough to consider with the counter aggression here. Seems like decent trades. Good fire galley micro here from Hopsy and might actually be turning this one around to reclaim the lake here and take out the Persian's fish. But in the meantime, of course, Captain Thomas has been investing into fish up north, one that Hopsy will also need to contest. And behind all this, Captain Thomas, if you look at the food sources here, Hopsy losing the fish economy, having to invest into the berries to compensate on land. It's going to be a much earlier castle age here for Captain Thomas, much earlier. In fact, at this point, Captain Thomas could even consider letting this pawn go and just rely on the other one he has over here. And extend into farming economy on land as well, because yes, there's fish worth contesting here, but now half of it is gone down south here, so you could honestly, after having forced your opponent to commit this match to reclaiming this area, you could transition into land economy and compensate for your losses that way without having to invest wood and gold into keeping these lakes. Yeah, the galley is doing work here, and Hopsy Winds will not be able to contest the northeast pond at this time. Good overall map awareness from Captain Thomas here, forcing huge investments from the Japanese civilization player in the southwest here, and delaying the Castle Age of Hopsy Winds significantly. I think I'm expecting to see stables, seeing cavalry as land unit here, even if it is against the Japanese. Hopsy Winds hasn't even clicked the Castle Age yet. Captain Thomas only has 30 seconds to go. He is massing the units. He might get some lucky demolition hits in here and once again reclaim the waters. Fish not working at all. It's just hiding away from Hopsy Winds' armies. Will it be enough though? 2 demos and about 5 fiery galleys. Some good demolition ship hits. You might turn this around as Captain Thomas. Stables it is indeed, 2 stables going up, albeit they did not complete before reaching the Castle Age. That delays the Knight's investment a little bit, but Hopsy Winds' forever feudal area has actually invested into quite a few archers as well. That's really bad news, knowing that it's up against the Persians here, and the Persians' Knights line unit, they also deal bonus damage to archers. Oh, that war galley. War galley upgrade was smart from Captain Thomas here. Gives the fire ships a little extra hit points and range and damage output as well. Upgrade kicking in just in time to reclaim the area here, whilst producing the knights at home base as well. Hopsy Winds not even clicked yet. Behind in the progression here. Gonna lose the fish yet again. Probably feeling safe after almost taking out the you know, if these weren't the freaking Persian docks with twice the hit points, Hopsy Winds would have this pond under control actually. But because of the Persians' double hit points on the docks, they survive for so much longer, even without repairs. Great comeback from Captain Thomas there. Great timing on the war galley fire ship upgrade. So double range archers for Hopsy Winds here. Castle Age coming in, but in the meantime we have Captain Thomas with some cavalry moving out here. They're gonna spot this villager moving back home probably. Only 3 knights though. And rather investing into land economy with the second TC here. It could drop a third one with no issues whatsoever as well, but might be actually not reproducing any fish here. So I say Captain Thomas can't play this too defensively. Oh, too passively, I mean, because the Castle Age is now only 50 seconds away from Hopsy Winds. With the crossbow bodkin upgrade here, you'll easily keep the cavalry out, and Captain Thomas will need to add some forward siege. Suppose we might see a third TC for Captain Thomas in the middle actually, because then you'd be able to drop a monster as well and collect the relics for a steady gold trickle, and you could keep it close to your TC for some additional protection. So I'm liking Hopsy Winds' adaptation here. Not able to contest the waters, but compensates by seeding more farms at home. Finally reaching that Castle Age. Has been queuing armies as well. Crossbow bodkin coming in for 15 archers total. It's about 7 knights for Captain Thomas though, but his food, no, his gold eco is what limits the knights production actually. It's 34 on food, but only 9 on gold, so that's basically not enough to consistently produce out of 2 stables. But the economy is undeniably well ahead for Captain Thomas. He's with 63 villagers to 43. They have comparable eco upgrades, but Wheelbarrow just now coming in for Captain Thomas, whereas Hopsy Wins has had it for a while. No +2 armor for the Knights of Captain Thomas, so definitely can't engage against the Japanese crossbows yet. Why so many on food for Captain Thomas, but so few on gold? Maybe it's to sustain multiple TCs. Maybe it's even thinking about an... No, it's not. It's not an early Imperial. It's just a heavy food investment. Bringing the relics all the way home. No monastery in the middle. Understandably so, considering that Hopsy Wins has some armies out on the lot. Pikeman kicking in just there. Perfect timing with the Pikeman for Hopsy Wins. Perfect timing. For the pikeman upgrade for the Japanese. Definitely forcing Captain Thomas into an additional unit here. To be fair, Captain Thomas, if he gets a castle up, he could research Commander Round as well, which will give the Persians crossbows that cost only wood, and that would do just well against the Japanese army combination here until Imperial Age, where Japanese get arbalists and will outmatch the trash bows or Persian wood crossbows easily. Hopsy Wins finally trying for some land counter aggression here, but Captain Thomas now at 75 villagers to Hopsy Wins 49. No fish whatsoever for Hopsy Wins. The deep fish admittedly going to run out in not too long, but then Captain Thomas could just make some fish traps with the remaining few fish. I like how they're not investing into, or how he's not over-investing into the fish as well. 5 is probably about as many as you should consider for these small lakes. Crossbows will be getting some villagers now. I think ballistics is in as well, so it's easier to hit moving targets. There we go. That's 2, 3, that's 4 villagers down, 5 villagers down for Hopsy Wins. Good aggression there. Not enough to even out the difference, but still good damage done. Going into Elite Skirmisher now that effectively counters everything that Hopsy Wins has on the field. So that's certainly the correct approach from Captain Thomas here. He can't solely commit to cavalry anymore because there's too many Japanese pikes out and about at this point. So good reaction adaptation for Hopsy Wins as the Knights move over to the home base of the red player, hoping to find some point to enter, but the base of Hopsy Wins seems airtight, even risking moving out to secure the gold to the side here. Ooh, interesting. Which villager is gonna get here first? No, Hopsy Wins bails on that one. Oh, he does commit to the siege workshop. Risky business. Crossbows got the hill advantage though. They're fighting against elite skirmishers, but the elite skirmishers not nearly in mass. More are coming in though. This could be a really bad fight for Hopsy Wins here, as both the pikemen and the crossbows are indeed weak to skirmishers. That siege workshop has to be moved by Hopsy Wins, putting it a little bit further back. So we'll try to siege push from the hill here as Captain Thomas is adding the third town center on the outside gold here. One relic for each player, but another one to be brought in by Hopsivins as well. Good recovery from Hopsivins, all things considered, I have to say. Did force Captain Thomas into another remassing of units to reclaim the pond to the southwest here. Fish about to run idle, but there's still one patch of deep fish there to be taken. Elite skirmisher numbers increasing though. There's endless wood and food in the bank to keep massing these units now. Even a university for Captain Thomas. The second building needed to go to the Imperial Age, but will also allow for researching things like ballistics or chemistry later on. Hopsivins adding the Mangonel now, reacting to the skirmisher investment. Also gone into a long swordsman switch here, which funnily enough makes sense here because Captain Thomas only has the skirmishers, so even though the long swordsmen move rather slowly, they'll eat the skirmishers if they get close enough, especially with that faster attack of the Italians. Looks like Captain Thomas is heading towards Imperial Age here. He could, if he has a market, he could probably sell wood at this point and go to the Imperial Age. Has a decent chunk of armies on the field, even if it's mainly elite skirmishers, and the few knights he's had would also deal with the long swords. If the micro is on point here, you focus down the pikemen, and then the knights will dive into to deal with the long swords. I'm a little bit concerned about Hopsivins' army production here. Could be an eco issue, but he's not feeling enough numbers here. Still commits to longswords now, 4 barracks producing them, but if this castle completes for Captain Thomas, then it's going to be a lot harder to push with infantry here for the Italians. Suppose you could dive in and try to stop this castle with the longswords. But Captain Thomas has the army numbers superiority here and seems to be salvaging the situation nicely. Hopsivins forced into defensive mode here now. A TC on the stone here, if it's allowed to complete, will in return free up some stone for defensive castles. But at the same time, Captain Thomas here is all the way to the Imperial Age. 2 minutes to go for that to kick in, and will be able to deal with any Japanese castles here with trebuchets. Still very much in the eco lead here, Captain Thomas with 40 villagers more. Also feeling more military. Could deny this TC, almost, with the knights, but in the end doesn't. Another castle for the Persians, and look at the stone count here. We'll be able to drop a 3rd one even. And now the longswords investment here. With the castle up, and as mentioned earlier, Captain Thomas could also, if desired, could go into the commander and upgrade and produce crossbows for only wood. And that should be the end of the longswords investment of Hopsivins, who admittedly is also going Imperial Age here, but what is Imperial Age giving the red player here at this point? There are 2 castles, there will be 2 castles up already by the Persians. Imperial Age is in, it's 100 population total more for Captain Thomas. He is snowballing this game out of control for Hopsivins and showing the importance of lake control in the early game on Kawazan. Cavalier plate barding armor coming in for Captain Thomas here. Definitely seems like the stronger player in this game as well. Place the trash units here, just being plain annoying, delaying this castle as much as possible while queuing trebuchets from both the castles he is up already. Almost able to afford Paladin here right after Cavalier as well. And if you'll have a look at the military on water, Captain Thomas has also deleted most of the naval armies here. Could probably justify deleting all of the fire ships now because Hopsy Winds has more important matters to attend to on land here. Slow but steady expansion of the blue player over here, whereas Hopsy Winds is struggling to get to the appropriate numbers here. Queuing the crossbows, should be able to afford Bracer Arbalest as well, but not nearly in the mass necessary, unfortunately. No pikemen whatsoever on the field here, which means Captain Thomas is free to run in with the cavalry and raid here. Doesn't seem to be any openings, but I mean, one trebuchet targeting this range and suddenly you could burst through there with the cavaliers. There are villagers scrambling to keep the castle alive, but with two, soon to be three trebs pushing on this castle, that castle is not going to stay up for long. The Arbalest won't survive either. Bracer, 10 seconds to go. Arbalest not in necessary mass here. There's 5 rangers producing them, but Hopsy Winds is fighting at a 100 pop disadvantage here. 2-0 for Captain Thomas. Alright, so browsing through the stats here. I suppose that Longswordsman was with the mass skirmishes in mind, that seemed like a quick shortcut to dealing with the skirmishes, but unfortunately it didn't play out as intended for Hopsy Winds here. The faster attacking infantry also would allow you to break through the walls of Captain Thomas, possibly, and deal some damage with the infantry that way, but it's a little bit too slow of a unit, and that Persian's boom on these hybrid maps can be so strong as well, especially if you win water like Captain Thomas did after some serious feudal age fighting there. Right, back to the draft, on to the third game we go, but we had the Japanese losing out to the Persians here. And let's just dive in and see what's next. This should be the third one. No, that was the first. This is the third one done. I don't know why the game does that, to like sort them randomly sometimes, but that's the third one. Land Madness is coming up. Magyars vs Huns. This could be epic. This could be a real aggressive matchup. But judging from Captain Thomas's playstyle, it sort of plays into his hands as well, because his macro seems on point, just adding TCs at the appropriate time when there's economy to back that. But Land Madness, as you can see, this terrain here, it's not wallable. It's a map that will favor mobility, so scouts is always going to come in handy on this map. Cavalry archers as well, which is both these civs have strong cavalry archers. But Land Madness has resources spread out across the map. There's extra hunt, but it's further away from the TC. You should be able to push in some deer. You'll only have one boar to start, but you'll have a forage bush of 120 food underneath the TC, and you'll have 2 berry bushes fairly close to your base. Is it only one, actually? Let's have a look. Yeah, never mind. Only 1 berry bush in close. Yeah, close to your base. Huns never needing to build houses, their stables work 20% faster as well, whereas the Magyars have 15% discount on the scouts. So both have an easy time massing the scouts. Considering that the Magyars get the melee attack upgrades instantly and for free, I sort of favor Magyars in the early game here. They'll have a slightly easier time massing the few scouts but if the Huns can muster enough food to benefit from that consistent, faster production of scouts, you'll be looking at better numbers. And the fact that you also don't need to worry about building houses as the Huns means that you can focus more on military management like micro and yeah, have lower idleness times, not needing to focus on the risk of getting housed. Don't think they'll be scouting each other particularly early here. They obviously need to find their herdables, the geese and everything. There's 2 patches of deer here within pushable distance. Is Captain Thomas actually moving out to look for Hopsivins early on here? Could be. Either that or he's actually missing some sheep. I don't think that's the case though. 4 geese now, it's probably fine. It's actually moving out to mill the hunt, but that makes sense. There's how many deer here? There's 7 deer here. That's actually much more beneficial than the 5 bushes here. That's 250, 500, 625 food total, as opposed to the 980 food of the deer here. So yeah, and the hunt collects faster as well. So I suppose milling the hunt as opposed to the berries here is a very proper choice. Luckier deer spawn for Captain Thomas in that case, even if it's exposed. But you're not usually going to be subject to a Dark Age rush with militia on Land Madness, because the mobility of scouts or later on the Cav Archers is just so much stronger on this map than slower units like the Archers. You see scouts a lot more often than Archers on this map, at least. So Hopsivins moves out, sees the mill, probably sees some unloomed villagers here as well, but will not be able to pick off any because there are 4 per patch here, so that scout would likely go down to villagers. Is that the case? They want to conserve their scouts, because if they don't, they'll be at a disadvantage in the feudal age fighting. Presuming they're both going for the scouts here. Hopsivins actually up at 20. Pop here with the hounds may have pushed in the deer rather than milling them. So I suppose there was a patch of deer closer to the TC here, and then there's these back ones, not even, yeah, barely even scouted. So nice uptime advantage here for Hopsivins, going to pump out those scouts earlier and quicker than Captain Thomas, but Captain Thomas at a healthier economy going into the feudal age should have an easier time adding getting the eco upgrades, adding the farm eco. Has the cheaper scouts as well, so if you have enough food, you could even justify going double stable as the Magyars here, just to boost the early production of scouts. Not too commonly seen, but it is an option. Good GM for the Magyars as well. should be queuing the eco upgrades instantly here. Are we seeing Spearman? Yeah, Spearman defense. +1 attack instantly for them being the Magyars. So it's a good reaction considering that the Huns player is up first here with the faster scouts production as well. Can't really engage here as long as the Spearman is here. That extra attack already means that the Spearman will kill the scout in one less hit. Is this a walling attempt for Captain Thomas? No. A couple of houses going up there, but did cancel them. Where are the eco? Where's Horse Collar though? There's a lot of wood in the bank for Captain Thomas now, not committing to farms yet. I think he might want to mill the hunt in the back here as well, with some spearman protection. No, he's going for the wood line. If this keeps up for Captain Thomas, he's going to struggle big time to get to the farming eco running here. Ah, he still has the berries. That's right. He did mill the hunt first. Now has the berries, so no immediate rush. But that horse collar upgrade is going to backfire if he doesn't get it, though. Then you need to replenish the farms a lot more frequently. Counter aggression is on. Are the berries close to depletion here? No, not really. Hopsivins looks like he wanted to move back towards the DC there, but did test the villagers not to. Good, otherwise it could be fatal. Good quick walls here on the gold. Also adding, is it archers? Yeah, it's archers, not skirmishers. Skirmishers don't really make sense against scouts. That's going to be one dead villager though, unless Hopsivins is able to task his own scouts over here. Has an upgrade disadvantage here, but has the numbers, so should be able to engage comfortably here with the better hit points overall as well. Not much to go on. I guess actually with the extra attack or with the +1 of the Magyars here, that would be a better fight for Captain Thomas overall. The horse collar is in. I don't guess it kicked in before seeding in the farms here, so no economic issues for Captain Thomas there after all. No wheelbarrow for either player, so the farming eco of the... They're tied on the amount of farms actually, so they're somewhat mirrored in their approach here. Hopsy wins with less idle his time and hence more villagers working. Oh, could snipe a farm here. Does he see it? The farms before they're built, they're visible to your opponents, so you could hit them with one shot with your melee, your units, and they are lost immediately. However, Captain Thomas reacts before the scouts get to hit the farms, so the I didn't lose any wood in that regard. 527 wood in the bank. Definitely some miss. A bit too many on wood here compared to the need for wood at this stage. That's probably going to go into more farms for a smooth transition towards the castle age, but you, again, with the cheaper scouts of the Magyars, I feel like you could justify a second stable if you want to play extended feudal age here, that is, to keep up with the Huns. One stable production, but faster, 20% faster production. Forging, just kicking in for the spears there, so good news for Captain Thomas to pull back just in time there. Wouldn't want to fight 3 spears with 8 scouts anyway. But keeps knocking on the door, keeping in Hopsivins reacting at home base here. The scouts pulling back home. They all have forging now, but the spearmen meddling as well. Captain Thomas, only that one stable, but 11 scouts total now. Defense upgrade is in as well. Wheelbarrow just about to kick in, and I'm supposed to. Yeah, I was going to say we're going to see Captain Thomas going to gold soon to prepare for the Castle Age switch. Great engagement here. If you have enough scouts, you can easily engage against archers as well, if there aren't spearmen in front of them, because you will withstand quite a few arrow shots, and as you get close, the archers are rather fragile at their 30 hit points. They're actually more fragile than the villagers. Hello AR12's viewers, welcome in. So this evening I'm casting the mid Elo Mayhem 2 Silver bracket finals. This is the second of the 2 silver brackets, so it's the silver 1, so to speak, the highest of the 2. Thank you, AR. I would say we're looking at 1400s, 1500s Elo here, but I don't completely remember. This is the third game in the best of 5, where if Captain Thomas wins this, he takes the silver 1 final win. He's forced to react here, of course. The archers actually now paying off for the Hans player. Extended field age with scouts into archers. And getting some kills here for sure. They're both getting kills. These scouts of Captain Thomas is also roaming about on the opposing side. Equilibrium, thank you for the follow. Your name seems familiar. I've seen you stream, and I've seen you lurk about in other channels as well, so welcome. Here comes the second stable. Captain Thomas does have the buildings now, only missing 5 gold to click to the Castle Age, but Hopsy wins also close to get up to the next one here. But the archers really doing damage here. It's not a lot of archers, but Captain Thomas only had scouts of his own to deal with this. Now he's with double stables, he's forced. He actually can't click Castle Age here because he needs army now. He preferably would need a range and go with the skirmishers here maybe. But then there's scouts, so Hopsy wins to deal with that. Oh, Bloodlines wasn't in. Yeah, so Captain Thomas changing the plans here now. Not going to go to the Castle Age as looked to be the plan. A third stable coming up. Again, those slightly cheaper scouts of the Magyars really helps out here to compensate for the lost units and to remass them. Now going to clean up the archers, but Hopsy wins, getting great damage down there. Did kill 5 villagers. Captain Thomas admittedly having killed more villagers with his counter raids means that Captain Thomas is still ahead in villagers. But those archer raids hitting at the perfect timing here, forcing Captain Thomas to cancel the Castle Age, and now has to play all in scouts. I think it's the third stable going up here. Are we going to see Hans Cab Archers though? Probably going to see a Cab Archer follow up here, right? No, it's the second stable. So Hopsy wants to go into Knights in the Castle Age here. I think it makes sense after delaying Captain Thomas that much in the progression, but if he's able to queue enough scouts, you could actually fight small numbers of Knights in the early Castle Age of the Huns here as well. This is not a good fight for Captain Thomas, though. He's fighting in the midst of Spearmen here and wasting scouts arguably needlessly here. Castle Age kicking in could cause huge issues here for Captain Thomas. He's getting close. Yeah, he's going to go Castle Age after all. Keeps pumping out the scouts, but will be needing Spearman as well. No, Hopsy is going for a second TC. Why the second TC now? It protects the gold. It's probably the reasoning, but Hopsy needs military here now. 2 knights, yes, but that... Oh... I feel like that second TC is a mistake. I feel like you need to stay 1 TC for longer here now, pump out more units, keep that map control you've claimed through good fights, and and force keep Captain Thomas on the back foot, not allow Captain Thomas to stabilize here, to stabilize the healthy farm economy, to get to the castle age and pump out knights from the triple stables here. Captain Thomas will also get the second melee upgrade instantly upon reaching the next stage. So that's going to twist things around here as he keeps queuing scouts, cavalry, which when massed could also be upgraded into light cavalry to take more than decent fights against the Hopsy Winds and small knights numbers here because of that extra instant attack when Hopsy Winds is missing most of the castle age upgrades. Good engagement of Hopsy Winds though, keeping the scouts numbers down. I like that. The market is up for Captain Thomas. He'll be buying some food, reaching the castle age to pump out more knights, I believe. +2 attack is of course in, being the Magyars here. Gives the scouts some extra advantage. Pikeman immediately here, but no spearmen ready to engage. Pikeman from one barrack here. But yeah, queuing knights out of the triple stables now. Oh, just cancel the pikeman and go for the knights though. A wood income just doesn't justify the pikeman upgrade. There's the pikeman upgrade into no. It doesn't benefit any units. Pikeman is a great counter unit to cavalry play, but it's moving too slowly. You could always dodge them with your faster moving knights. Once again, Captain Thomas has to flee here. Looks like Hopsy Winds has the second home map in the bag here. Is really piling on the pressure here, making use of the match early castle age. Some great timings on the attacks and counter attacks and the raids here. And I think this might be one that Captain Thomas can't recover from. Pikeman is overrated, yeah it is. And now suddenly that second DC is looking a lot better for Hopsy Winds. The home base has been left undisturbed for a long while now. A third stable coming up as well. And once that double DC economy starts kicking in, it's going to be a lot easier to sustain a triple stables production, even with the 20% faster production of the Huns as well. Great aggression here. Captain Thomas now down 15 villagers and more. And getting constantly raided in both the food and gold and wood income here. Only 6 lumberjacks. So 9 knights to 14 knights, triple stables to no stables production here. Captain Thomas could still sell the stone and pump out some more knights, but I don't think that's going to give him too much. Looks like Hopsy Winds getting a little bit of elevation advantage here as well for his own knights. Great fight yet again. The 2-1 is in effect, and Hopsy Winds setting up for the potential reverse sweep here. Ah yeah, does anyone have a Monstry? Actually they don't. I think, I mean, Captain Thomas wouldn't have the gold income to go for it. That pikeman upgrade didn't make sense to me. I suppose Hopsy Winds could easily have that in monks, yeah. You would definitely want the option to heal up your weak knights and pull them back into the fight. So that's a 2-1. Still match point for Captain Thomas for the next game. First home map for Captain Thomas as well. See the pikeman upgrades? That could have been 2 more knights, 3 more knights instead. Probably wouldn't have made too much of a difference. More convincing economy for the Huns for this one. Flawless feudal age as well. I think 915 is... Let's just have a quick look back at the entering the feudal age here. And the idleties time was at 0, right? Upon clicking up, so great Great build order from Hopsy Wins there. 0 idle time going into the feudal age at 20 pop. I think it's 1400s, yeah. Could use exclamation mark rank and the player's nickname in chat to see the Elo as well. Actually, let's make a quick pull of the... Oh, there you go. Okay, so higher actually, it's 1570s. I remember wrong then. It's been a while since I casted Captain Thomas. Not a sweep for this one, no. Game 4, however, is on Captain Thomas's first home map. It's going to be Golden Pit. And we have the Franks versus Hindustanis here. Interesting. Golden Pit it is. It is fairly wallable gold-centric maps, isn't it? Saying... I mean, that means good luck. Don't know about that, and that means... well. So, Tammuz, I don't know what that means, but... and he responds in English, that's funny. That's funny. I'm use yourself. Yeah, that's what I would have guessed if I was going to make a guess. So good luck, have fun. Good point, actually. Nice pick. Oh, you're Swiss. Yeah, okay, so you should know a little bit of French. You guys, do you guys, Swiss, French, do like the Belgians and actually say 70 and 90 and not like 99 and these kind of things? Kind of prefer the Belgian French in that regard. That's a little bit less funky than stacking the numbers on top of each other like the French do. 5 years of French in school and can't even speak it. Swiss German. Ah, I see. Okay, yeah, but you still probably have a little bit of French in school as well. Both boards in the back here for Captain Thomas. Also the hunt, that's good because it's harder to lame them, which would be an option. Whereas for Hopsy Wins, a board is quite forward, but should be alright. Bringing it in nice and early just for safety. I like that. They're also scouting the downhill here because your sheep would often spawn here on Golden Pit, actually. So, as this goes on, if this should go to the late game, I kinda like the Hindustanis here because they have the Imperial Camels. For now, they have Halberdier as well, but they are going to lose that next patch, I think. At least that was in the public update preview, I think, that the Hindustanis would lose Halberdier access. But they have Imperial Camels, they have both cavalry. All of their cavalry units, obviously they don't get knights, but their camels and scout cav line, they have bonus damage against buildings. so, so you're French then, Berentas. I see. I mean, I've learned it. I've learned both, so I don't mind. Oh, watch out, mind your villager. Send the scout in, block it. Block it. Okay, yeah, that works. I listen more to Kurt Nielsen, so my Norwegian is about as good as my French. Why would you listen to Kurt Nielsen, man? He has a nice voice, he does, but... I can't say I'm a huge fan. Don't listen to him a lot. Don't dislike him either. He has a nice voice. I'm not going to argue against that. You know the story, right? He was a plumber, working as a plumber, but then he won the Norwegian Idol. Yeah, you must know. That's how he got famous. But I think that's kind of cool that someone would do that. Oh, Nightwish. I haven't listened to Nightwish in years. That brings me back like 20 years or so. They used to be on my MP3 playlist, illegally obtained, of course. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I'm 35, so we're not that far apart. So what's the walling plan here? Are we going to go all the way here and then to the back? Or in towards the TC? This is confusing. Yeah, so they're both walling off. As I said, it was quite the wallable base. They're both going feudal age as well. Looks like Hopsy wins is earlier with the scouts as well. They're both with 0 idle. This time is 25 pop up for Captain Tomado. And he's going to gold. Is he going straight fast castle here? Is he going wall off and fast castle? Is he can't do that. Is that even allowed? Surely you're not able to complete the walls here if you're Captain Thomas. It's extremely greedy. But if he completes this section and keeps Hopsy wins Scout's investment out, he's already at a ginormous lead. Look at the food income here. He is assuming he's able to keep the base safe from Scout's aggression. The Franks are in an amazing spot here. Nice quick palisade there to force Hopsy wins to run into the TC fire here. He's seen this layer of walls, but he's not seen the side he needs to rush out. He's rushing to the wrong side. He's looking for the walling, I think. And he wants to deny the walls, but he needs to be on the other side. I think he might complete this. The thinking is good, but you shouldn't be getting away with it. This is... If anything, I would at least wall here for the efficiency of it, because this is just luck, right? If Hopsy wins had been on this side with the scout and an additional scout from home, then these walls wouldn't be complete, and you would be able to do some damage, or at least cripple the FC approach of Captain Thomas here. But look at this. He's going to go straight Castle Age. He's going to have an enormous advantage. Going to get those knights out well before Hopsy wins can get to the camels. And then you add siege or whatever you need to push through. Maybe you don't even need it. You could break the palisade wall and take them by surprise. I never get away with walls like that. No, me neither. Never. It's so greedy. It's so incredibly greedy from Captain Thomas here, but he is about to get away with it. He is clicking the cast. No, he needs the blacksmith actually, so his wood. No, he had. What's the second building? Where's the blacksmith? Ah, here it is. I thought he was placing a palisade. He was placing a blacksmith. Yeah, so he's getting away with it. 29 pop straight castle age here for Captain Thomas. Naked FC, except for the DC opening here. It's only 4 farms, so it's not a very convincing amount of farms for Castle Age Knights production, but one stable also not really going to be enough. The food income is of concern. His berries are depleted. He's got 1 deer left to push. Does he even see it? Yeah, he sees it. But it does have the Franks instant farm upgrade, so he's going to extend the farm upgrade now, getting double bit on the way up as well. Beautiful tower here from Hopsy wins. It's at least denying one woodline here. It's gonna be tougher to deny the other, but maybe not impossible. He could place another tower over here. Would love to see Frank's Cav Archers here. They are situational, aren't they? I guess just adding a few of them could hurt the economy. Oh, those berries are going to last for a while. Okay, let's go on home base here. We'll see a second stable. First stable going up. Lumberjacks moving away. Only one villager, but getting that tower up. Also the one tower that Hopsy wins can afford, but yeah, there's plenty of woodlands here for Captain Thomas to evacuate to, so not really any concerns there. Hopsy wins scout can't do anything about this. It's probably auto scouting at this point, actually. Captain Thomas with consistent single stable production here. Not able to afford a second one, probably will want to spend that wood for farms instead, but seeing as Hopsy wins just queued the Castle Age, I wouldn't be too worried here. Is this the one? I think that might... There's a command for... it. Maybe that one. One of my friends intentionally played Frank's Cav Archers, and there's a command there somewhere leading to that, but maybe it's been lost. Could be Frank Cav Archers as well. Anyway, looking at the army progression here, Hopsy wins. Made the proper call not to queue any more scouts. There's only the... Did he queue scouts at all, actually? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he saw the walls and just, yeah, let's not. So he still benefits from the cheaper villagers of the Hindustans with that faster uptime, 10% cheaper villagers. And the healthy farm economy that scouts opening gives you. Castle Age just about to kick in. Double stables against still only one stable from the Franks. Which will allow for Camels production. No upgrades on the Franks Knights yet, except for the fact that they get that extra 20% hit points upon entering the feudal age. Let's try and last attempt there. The other one? Oh, I give up. I'm gonna need to look at my commands list to find that, or I need Dennis to find it for me. Pressure being applied by Captain Thomas here, and adding in, sending in some spears as well. Obviously not able to afford any pikeman upgrade. What's the gold situation? Why isn't he on gold at all? He's on stone. He wants to drop a castle. The Franks have cheaper castles. 33% discount. So if he gets a forward castle down here on the second gold of Hopsy wins, it's going to be an issue for gold units, Camel's production. Repairs still working out here, but if Captain Thomas had just one attack upgrade here, it would actually be through this palisade at this point. And we would be looking at better fights against the Camels as well. He's true, but the Camels are here. And Captain Thomas needs to bail. But 8 on stone now. I'm anticipating a castle to go up here to cripple a lot of the food income and the gold, maybe even this stone. But we'll see where it goes. Maybe he wants to secure the middle as well. Outpost in the middle for Hopsy wins, so realizes the middle presence of Captain Thomas here. Eco situation is behind for Hopsy wins because of the double TCs of Captain Thomas, but army-wise, Hopsy wins has a stronger army. More camels than Captain Thomas has. Right, so where's the castle going up? Okay, he's secure in the middle. Captain Thomas is preparing the longer game here. He wants to claim the middle resources, add more TC's binding camps maybe. Yeah, no, switching into pikemen, or upgrading into pikemen against the camels, which in return will force Hopsy Winds to add a countermeasure to the pikemen that just kicked in for Captain Thomas here. Where's the... Oh, there we go. No vision for you, Hopsy Winds. But the outpost not going down until the barracks goes up. Obviously, would be expecting the switch here. If not for the pikemen, actually, Hopsy Winds could have gone into some armored elephants here as well and take down the castle fairly quickly. But the pikes, they deal bonus damage against the elephants as well, so that would quite work out. Love the Scorpion addition. That allows you to damage multiple units at once. So the pikemen should be retreating here. Double barracks pikeman production now. Pulling back towards the castle, which Hopsy Winds actually doesn't know about yet. 61 to 46, obvious eco lead for Captain Thomas for the time being, but Hindustanis, they have 10% cheaper villagers now, so that helps the booming investment quite a bit. Gold will be running out at home base for Hopsy Winds at some point, but here comes the second TC on the gold and the wood here. I like that. Could still be subject to a forward castle of Captain Thomas eventually in that area, of course, but Captain Thomas is claiming the middle map, securing more of the golds and stones at the disposal in the middle there. So much resources in the middle here. Don't think I've ever seen Golden Pit run out of gold and stone. So with the camels out of position here, I don't know if Captain Thomas actually realized, but camels are out of position, allowing the knights to dive in and raid here, finding the opening, looking for exposed villagers. Will Hopsy Winds be able to wall this out? Oh, that's so close. We'll be getting quite a few villagers though, and extending that eco lead even further for our blue friend here. Still no upgrades on the knights, so this is just using the remaining numbers of knights to the mobility that they have while doubling up on the pikeman production. Look at the gold income here. Already got the gold for the Imperial Age transition. Food economy, not so much. Oh, the camels are in! So Hopsy wins with the counter raids as well, which means that the pikemen will need to pull back to deal with these raids. Forging would have been amazing, yeah. Would have been useful. Especially for taking out the camels more quickly, I guess. And for the knights to kill raiding knights to kill villagers more quickly. These camels, so they're going to be trapped inside of Captain Thomas's base, aren't they? Pikemen diving in, that's going to be a lot of camels going down for Hopsy Winds here. That's all of the RB of Hopsy Winds going down to the defensive pikemen here. They just don't really have any escape here, do they? Yeah, TC is still garrisoned, so that's going to provide some cover fire as well. Oh, quick gate over here would be perfect to keep the camels out, but yeah. Taking out half the camels there, almost 1/3 of the camels. And defense, full defense in for the pikes as well. Not that you want to fight pikemen with camels, but when they have full defense, it makes it all that much harder as well. 79 to 53 here. Franks can't stop camels and have cannons. Franks must kill now. True. The longer this game goes, the more it falls into Hindustani's hand. But for hand cannoneers, and for that matter the camels, you need gold for the Hindustanis, and the middle is very much in Captain Thomas's hands right now. He has the proper unit to deal with the camels as well. So Hopsy Winds will need to make a switch here to hold off the investments of Captain Thomas. Yes, adding a few scorpions helps, but not having the gold hurts a lot here. If Hopsy Winds had the gold access here, he could probably make a cavalry archer transition. Because cavalry archers have the mobility and they have bonus damage against pikes as well. And then you could go for like Cav Archer Hussar in the later game, but currently massive equal lead for Captain Thomas, also massive middle control with TCs and castles here. Sort of expecting the next castle to go up somewhere around here for Captain Thomas, so that the middle is completely off limits for Hopsy Wins, who is only with the 3-tile gold left here. And now the Imperial Age for Captain Thomas as well. Unlocking Halberdier, which needs 600 gold, 300 food. And possibly trebuchets from the castle. Haltreb push here. Against what is mainly camels and a little bit of siege. That's going to be very hard for Hopsy Wins to hold off. Got both buildings to go Imperial Age here, but will not really be able to click just yet. And is arguably at a military disadvantage as well with the mainly camels here. GG once he reaches Imp, yeah, very likely. Especially if Hopsy Wins didn't click yet, but he's going to click, which is actually even worse for Hopsy Wins here. Hopsy Wins is too passive now. Doesn't have a good enough boom or reboom here to compensate. And didn't even click yet, but there's the Imperial Age click, so Hopsy Wins is especially vulnerable now, and Captain Thomas now just 10 seconds away. Possible instant halberdier here. And trebuchet from the castle. No? Where did the wood go? Halberdier. No, cavalier! Cavalier. Surely we're going to see Halb as well. No trebuchets. No trebuchets. More stables now going up here. Yeah, defensive castle for Hopsy Wins. If anything, it buys a little bit of time, but that's just so easily trapped down for Captain Thomas, who has 2 castles ready to produce traps. Yeah, queuing the traps now. First trap, second trap, right around the corner probably. Queuing Cavaliers for raiding purposes, does not know about the expansion to the side here for Hopsy Wins. Potential decider match, so of course Hopsy Wins wants to play on here, but is playing at a massive eco and army disadvantage here with the middle completely in control of the Franks player now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's risky. Gulams being made here now. I think they would do decent against the pikes or halbs, but they are supposed to be weak against cavalry. So with Captain Thomas with the cavalier numbers increasing here, he could make a triple gold combo at this point. Could make hand cannoneers here as well, or whatever comes to mind. The Hopsy Wins is about to run out of gold. Heavy camel is coming in for the 10 camels he has, but there's still the issue of 36 pikemen about to become halberdiers here, protecting the 4 trebs and counting 2 more trebs popping out. That castle is dead meat, and the TC will be going down. No more gold access for Hopsy Wins. Another castle to the side again. Probably just trying to buy time here, but there's just no reclaiming in the middle here for Hopsy Wins. He's fighting against a pop-cap player who just deleted or took out his castle. The halberdiers are diving in to eat the soon-to-become heavy camels, but they're just not in any significant mass here. And Trebs will be moving closer, and the GG has to be imminent here. It's barely any military left for Hopsy Wins. Let's have a look at Hopsivin's rank as well, just before closing it out here. It's quite the elo gap. Hopsivins at 1428, Captain Thomas at 1570 currently. So more than 100 elo difference, and the skill gap between 1400s and high 1500s is also arguably large. So I think taking one game for Hopsivins here is definitely an accomplishment in the final. Bro, it's a Treb army. He has 6 Trebs. There's no stopping this chunky siege machines. 64 population now to 183, times as match population for Captain Thomas, who is approaching the pop cap situation. Scrambling to keep the castle alive here, but it's also 3 times the military for Captain Thomas here, with the halberdiers to eat up the remainders of the heavy camels. No counter aggression happening here. And the Franks are beating Hindustani indeed, but I think we could apply a little bit of that to the skill difference between the players, looking at their elos as well. GG, well played. Congratulations to Captain Thomas, the winner, and Hopsy wins the runner-up. We'll browse a bit through the stats here, and I'll be calling the stream for the evening after that. I plan to cast the gold finals tomorrow, or final at least. One of them, depending on how long they last. Same time as today, I'll be starting at the around 5 p.m. GMT. Very convincing win, but it's also Captain Thomas's home map after all. Right.